This video is on question 36 from the 2013 IMAT paper. So in this question we're told that a section of one strand of DNA has this following base sequence, and now we're asked which of the following are correct. Firstly, the other DNA strand would include a CGA triplet. 2. If adenine always binds with 2 H bonds to its complementary base and guanine with 3, then each of these triplets above will have a total of 8 H bonds. And 3, the mRNA sequence transcribed from this DNA sequence would contain 3 uracil bases. So we know that complementary base pairing occurs in DNA, with each base on one strand being complementary to the base opposite them and forming hydrogen bonds with the base on the opposite strand. And so, can you fill in this table for what each complementary base is to each base in DNA? So firstly, adenine is complementary to thymine and forms 2 hydrogen bonds with it. Cytosine is complementary to guanine, and therefore guanine is complementary to cytosine, and thymine is complementary to adenine, as we've previously established. So now, using these complementary base pairing rules, we can work out what the base sequence of the other DNA strand would be using the base sequence from this DNA strand. So, what would that be? The first triplet would be TGC, as all of these bases are complementary. The second would be CGA. The third would be CCA, and the fourth would be AGG. And so as the statement is saying that the other DNA strand would include a CGA triplet, we can see here that this is true. So this first statement is correct. Now for our second statement. So, if adenine always binds with 2 hydrogen bonds to its complementary base, which we now know as thymine, and guanine with 3 hydrogen bonds to its complementary base, which we now know as cytosine, then each of these triplets below will have a total of 8 hydrogen bonds. Okay, so let's work that out. So firstly, we have an adenine forming 2 hydrogen bonds, and a cytosine forming 3, and then a guanine also forming 3. And so 2 plus 3 plus 3 is 8. Next, we have a guanine forming 3 hydrogen bonds, a cytosine also forming 3, and a thymine forming 2, which also totals 8. And so we can do this for the remaining 2 triplets, and we find that all 4 triplets total 8 hydrogen bonds. So we know that this statement is also correct. And finally, the mRNA sequence transcribed from this DNA sequence will contain 3 uracil bases. And so we know that uracil is a base which is only incorporated into RNA. And with its the complementary base to uracil being adenine. And so if the mRNA sequence transcribed from this DNA has 3 uracil bases in, then we would have to have 3 adenines in this DNA sequence. However, we can see that we only have 1 adenine, and so we would only have 1 uracil base in the mRNA sequence transcribed from this DNA. So this third statement is incorrect. And so, as statements 1 and 2 are correct, and statement 3 is incorrect, our answer is E.